Hi, this is Dan. Welcome to the Dusker's Brain Trust Test Kitchen, experiment number 3, where we're actually trying to answer or at least gain some information regarding two more questions about behavior of slime spawns and one about swarm spawns out of vents. So, yeah, check it out. We'll see what we learn. Okay, so here's what we've got. We've gone through, well, it's a space station A with initially 3 infestation types. I think I found either 2 or 3 seeded slime. I found 1 sentry bot, and I found 1 slime tile. The slime tile is an R4. I was actually trying to do some research. I was hoping to find a leaper so I could see if I could figure anything out about leapers and the stealth upgrade. But of course, the ship that I picked, I figured, 75% chance of finding a leaper, and I did not. However, with the slime and the destroyed drone in, I think that's R2, yeah, and the swarm, this gives us the opportunity to test out a couple of different things. One thing we're going to be trying to test here is confirming and maybe learning something about timings and stuff for when slime spawns in a ship with no drones on board. That's one. 2, something that LB pointed out that I had not been aware of until he pointed it out, and he pointed it out in a daily challenge recently, is that destroyed drones and also possibly disabled drones, the ones you can salvage, will be targets for slime spawns. And the third thing, and this arose from a different daily challenge recently that had both slime and swarm, I started wondering about the timing of swarm spawns out of vents. And you'll notice there's a vent in R10. R4 is where the original slime is. R10 is of interest because of the vent. When I was getting this all set up, I listened at that door, and I'm pretty sure I heard slime in there, so I'm not sure what that means, because when I actually went in... Did I say slime or swarm? I meant swarm. When I went into R10, there wasn't any swarm in there. But like I say, I'm pretty sure that I heard buzzing behind those doors. So maybe swarm will spawn out of that vent at some point, and we can time it. So this is probably going to be another sit around, hurry up, and wait. Right now there is only 1 instance of infestation on board the slime in R4, and maybe a second one if the swarm that might come out of the vent in R10 spawns as a starting condition. We do not know this. So anyway, we are at let me just check and make sure I didn't screw this up, because it does happen sometimes. Okay, mission timer is still at 0, so let's get it started and see what we find out. I also put a mine in R10 in case, or a trap in R10 in case Swarm spawns in there and starts breaking down doors, because that might mess up the experiment. So if that happens, we can always just blow up the trap and kill it. So here we go. I'm also guessing that with so few instances of infestation types, first slime is going to spawn at 2 minutes, possibly 4 minutes. I'm also guessing that the first slime is going to spawn in R2 because of the wrecked drone and nothing else for it to focus on. But I could be wrong about that too. I don't know. We'll see. And rather than talking your ear off, I think after the initial 2 minutes passes, I'm just going to be quiet, and I'm going to edit the videos so that you don't have to sit and watch me watching an empty ship and occasionally nattering on about nothing for 45 minutes or so, because it might take that long for the third slime to spawn. Also, another thing I'll say, I thought we were getting to the bottom of the slime mystery, but there was a daily challenge recently. I think it was the one for the 16th of May that totally blew my theories out of the water. So I'm not sure we're going to reach any conclusions from this particular experiment, but we'll have more information, and maybe somebody will watch it and have some ideas. Because there are systems at work here. But we're coming up on 2 minutes. We're past 2 minutes. Interesting. Okay. I'll be back when something new happens. Okay, that's interesting. That just happened at 6 minutes 40 seconds, and I'm pretty sure that's not a slime spawn. That's because that spawned in the vent room. That's a swarm. And 640 kind of tells me that slime spawns out of vents, you know, are not determined according to the timer, or they're determined in a weird way. That's one data point anyway. Hooray for that. Okay, and we're coming up on 8 minutes. We still haven't gotten a slime spawn yet, which surprises me. And we still haven't gotten a slime spawn, so I guess we'll just keep waiting. And maybe at the very end we'll go to R10 and check and see if that was indeed a slime spawn or a swarm spawn. I think it was swarm, but anyway, okay. I'll be back again when something interesting happens. Okay, well, there's an asteroid thingy that's going to happen in 4 minutes, but again, no slime spawns. Well, it's R12 and R14. Okay. Oh, right. Okay, so trap. So that was a slime spawn at 640. Okay. And switch R7, R16, close all. Switch R16, R20, close all. Close all. Except for the one door that didn't respond. But what was the asteroid threat? 12 and 14, so unless doors blow open, we should be fine. So we learned something about swarm spawns and powered rooms and stuff like that, maybe, because must have been getting restless in there as soon as that room was powered, it started attacking doors. So again, no slime spawn. Maybe the first slime spawn happened at 8 minutes or 10 minutes in R10. You know, if we go in there at the end of this video, maybe we'll find, you know, those little glowing traces of slime as well as swarm bodies. We'll see. Anyway, back again when something happens. Okay, the asteroid hit R12 at just after 16 minutes. Still don't have a slime spawn. It didn't cause any vacuum, so we still have the sensors, so that's nice. I've also wondered if it's possible for slime to spawn in an irradiated room, because I don't think radiation kills slime. So maybe that's something we'll find out too. But anyway, nothing's going to happen for a while, so right back at you when something does. Okay, we're at 34 minutes. Nothing has happened with the slime, so we're going to remote R7. We are going to take drone 1, get. We're going to make sure that that slime here is actually doing something. Yes, it is there. And we're going to look and see if there's any... Okay, it was a swarm that spawned in there. We don't know... we can't tell if there was slime that spawned in there. But, time... Okay, we're going to dock A1 again. And we're going to remote R7. And get us back to our starting state. So there might have been a slime spawn in R10 around 8 minutes or something, but we have no idea about that. Back again when something happens. Okay, at 46 minutes we got either our first or our second slime spawn. So that took a while, and we also got an asteroid collision at 46 minutes. And it's room... What room is it? It's R4. Okay, then we're going to remote... Oh, yeah. Remote R7. Close R4. We're going to... Well, let's just close all. And then we're going to switch R7, R20, close all, and switch R20, R16, close all. And then we are going to unpower the remote. Oh, no we're not. Now we are. I was starting to wonder if I was going to have to drive drones onto this damn ship to see if I could provoke a drone or a slime spawn, because well, I've been sitting here for an awful long time and nothing had happened. So let's see what happens at 48 minutes. Probably nothing else. Nope. Let you know when something else interesting happens. Okay, the second asteroid strike, despite the low percentage, did hit R4, didn't vent the room, and lo and behold, it looks like our original slime seed survived. So, yeah, before I end this, I will I'll have to peek and see if the sensor just glitched or whether there's still slime in there. But I have a feeling we're a long way off, because we still have either 1 or 2 slime spawns to go. And nothing happened at 50. So, okay. We'll be back again when something happens. Okay, there is our either our second or our third slime spawn at 54 minutes in R17. I think I'm guessing that the initial slime spawn in R10 maybe didn't happen, because I'll go back in there again before you know, when we're on our way out here. But it would have spawned initially around somewhere around the edges of the room, and whereas the dead swarm pile is in the middle of the room, and I don't think I'll have to look again, but I don't think it extends far enough that it would completely obscure the little trace element glowy bits of the destroyed slime, if slime was actually in there. I don't know. Anyway, we're gonna let this run for a while longer and see if we ever get a third slime spawn. Not sure how long it'll take for me to call it, but we'll be doing this for a little while longer. Anyway, it would be really nice. It would make me really happy if the third slime spawn happened at 56 minutes. I don't think it's going to go that way, though. We can hope. We can hope. Nope. Okay, back again when something else happens. Right, we're an hour into the mission clock. I'm going to go and check again with R10 and see if I can find any traces of first slime spawn in there at 8 or 10 or 12 minutes, who the fuck knows. Okay, it's, if it did, there would be traces here, and there aren't at this end of the room. Is that yellow thing a trace? Did it spawn on top of the terminal? Maybe? It's my time. Maybe. I don't know though. And possibly, but I'm going to, I think, assume that that it's not, and we're still actually waiting for the third slime spawn. And given that the first slime spawn didn't happen until 46 minutes in for whatever bizarre reason, we might be waiting a long time. If I keep this running for too long, it's the file size on this recording is going to completely swallow what's left on my hard drive in terms of storage space, which isn't all that much. But hopefully it doesn't come to that. And yeah, I will be back again when we get a third slime spawn, assuming we do. We're at 1 hour 2 minutes now. Not sure how much longer I'll give it, but yeah, we'll see if well, okay, because I've been sitting here doing nothing for a really long time. I mean, I've been reading a book actually, and just keeping an eye on this, and whenever something beeps, you know, I look at it. But well, I forgot to close D15, so D15 and D31. Remote R7 time 103:31. Okay. We're gonna wait and oh shit. Jesus Christ, that was fucking stupid. Right. Okay. Okay. We're going to dock A5 again. Fine. And we're going to remote we're going to switch R7 to R20, A5, 1. Come on, Noah. Let's Let's brave the radiation for 2 seconds and see if that slime is still alive in there. I'd like a confirmation. Yeah, it is. Okay. So, everything is shut. That's fine. Don't open D31 again, note to self, because R5 came very, very close to being irradiated. But shut down R20, open A1, we're back to our starting condition. And yeah, we're at a minute 5. I'm just going to leave this running and continue reading my book. I've gotten very interested in police procedurals recently, and there are a couple of series I've been reading, but I finally got around to checking out P.D. James, who is sort of the modern queen of the British mystery novel, and they're sort of weird because they the protagonist, or the detective, is actually, I think, a detective superintendent or something like that with Scotland Yard. So in a way, they're actually procedurals instead of just detective novels, but they're also written very much, or at least the 1.5 that I've read, are written very much, you know, I think in the same vein as Agatha Christie and you know, other sort of classic mystery writers, where the detectives weren't cops, they were something else. You know, they were just detectives or clever amateurs or whatever. But yeah, I'm reading the second one right now, A Mind to Murder, copyright 1963. I think P.D. James is still alive, and she's still writing these every few years. It's an Adam Dalglish mystery, and he is the detective superintendent for Scotland Yard in question. So I'm just going to be reading that, and you totally didn't need to know that, but okay, we're coming up on 1 hour and 8 minutes. But, you know, I can quite happily sit here and read this, and if anything else interesting happens, I'll let you know if we actually ever get a third slime spawn. I'm still assuming that we will, so I will probably keep this going until... Okay. This third slime spawn wanted to hear about the mystery novels that I'm reading these days. Awesome. Okay, so let me see if I've got this right, because I've actually been sitting here for this entire 1 hour and 8 minutes, and I'm going to cut out all the intervening crap, but let's just, first let's dock A11. That should be filled with slime at this point. Yep. Okay, we're going to dock A9. So it's 44:58 and a minute 8. Okay, so that one is filled as well. Now we're going to remote R16, dock A6. Yeah, I know. Wait until it completes docking. Okay, A6. I was actually looking forward to sitting here and reading some more of my book. But, yep, and that was the third slime spawn. Part of me is kind of inclined to give this entire station a radiation party, but I don't think I'm going to do that. Anyway, okay. Trying to think back to, because I've put it on pause a couple of times and I've gone out onto the back patio and smoked a cigarette or two and so on and so forth. So I'm trying to think back to, what I said the several questions were back, an hour and a half or 2 hours ago. The first one was, well, okay, the three as I recall them were, will a wrecked drone actually attract slime spawn? And despite what LB mentioned in his video from, his daily challenge video where he mentioned that, I'll put the link in the file description or in the video description. I think maybe that's wrong. I think maybe that's just that's a random event. It's maybe more of it's a more likely of a random event that it would spawn in there as opposed to someplace else. But if that drone that's sitting in R2 was actually recognized by the slime spawning timer as a drone, one of these three would have spawned in there, and it didn't. So I'm thinking at this point that that's an incorrect interpretation of what LB observed. What LB observed, and frankly, what the rest of us who did and recorded that daily challenge observed, I think. But after this, I wouldn't say I'm confident, but I'm definitely leaning towards the proposition that that the presence of the destroyed drone in the room in that daily challenge where the slime spawned didn't cause it. It was just incidental. So that was the first thing. The second thing, with the sensor in R10 and the vent and the mine and all of that, could we time swarm spawns out of vents? And like I say, the video, the daily challenge video, and I think it was again one of LB's from last week sometime or 2 weeks ago that got me thinking about that. He actually managed to witness a slime spawn because the challenge was glitching, so he happened to have a drone next to, on the other side of the wall from the vent where the slime spawned from, and he saw the slime spawn. We were able to figure out what the time was, and that and my own experiences with that same swarm spawn in my own run. Did I just say slime spawn a while back? I'm talking about swarm right now, so even if I say slime, I mean swarm. I do that a lot, I know. I'm sorry about it. I'm trying to get better. But I'll actually have to look back at that video again, because it seems to me like it probably did happen around the 40-second mark on some given minute, and we got the swarm spawn in our 10 at, I think, 6 minutes 40 seconds. So maybe there's like a 40-second offset from the for swarm spawns from whatever the 2-minute increment is when it triggers. And yeah, the third one was to just try and gain some more insight into the timings and stuff. If you have a slime ship and you don't have any drones on board, what happens to the timer if it doesn't have any drones to target? And I have no idea what this video tells us. It's certainly interesting to me, but I have no idea what to make of it. My provisional theories, or my initial theories. Oh, and at 116 we get another asteroid. Yeah. Who cares? My initial theories about slime spawn and the timings was maybe a little bit too simple. And yeah, but I honestly have no idea what this tells us. But maybe if you watch it and you think about it, maybe you can shed some light or have some ideas. I'll be thinking about this too, but right now I kind of have I have no idea what this means, or what this might mean even. So if you have any thoughts, feel free to share them in the comments. They'd be greatly appreciated, and you know, we will discuss and brainstorm and all that. Anyway, it's going to take me a fuckload of a long time to edit this down to something that is watchable. And I'm not very good with video editing, and I don't have the best software for it either. But really, it's just it's my bad. I'm not very good at it. So yeah. Anyway. Thanks for watching. Hope this is helpful and gives somebody some ideas that can maybe help us sort of figure this out a little bit further. And yeah, anyway, see you next time. Bye.